Question 11. Some cubes of side 1 cm are put together to build this solid shape. On the grids, draw the plan view, side elevation and front elevation for 3 marks. It's 3 diagrams, 3 marks, 1 mark per diagram. You're going to have to be accurate. Make sure you are using a pencil and a ruler. Drawing in a pen is messy, you can make mistakes, and you throw off the accuracy. To try and visualize this shape in 3D, but when we're drawing it, we can only see one side of it. For the plan view, we're looking at above, like in a map, where you can only see the top of buildings. We need to only see what would be visible from the top down. Now the first thing we would see would be that top square where the arrow is pointing. It's a 1 cm cube, so it would only take up 1 square on my diagram. You pick one place generally and try and visualize where everything else is in relationship to this. Now next to it, this is a square of blocks. It's 2 across and 2 deep. So we know that nothing's ever going to be wider than 2 from this top-down viewpoint. So next to it, we can see this square next to the right of it. I'm assuming that I'm looking in this kind of direction from the front elevation as well. I apologise for the clicking as well. I have to use a mouse for my straight line tool. Now, if this is on the right hand side, then we draw it on the right hand side. It doesn't have to appear smaller. We're not looking at perspective because this isn't an art class. It's a mathematical display of where things belong. This is a little bit deeper, but it's still the same size and it's to the right hand side. The other 2 are just in front of it. So we've got 2 squares here right next to each other that lie in line with the other 2. I'd be very careful here not to have an extra line there, but it doesn't hurt because these are separate blocks. What we would see from the top is 4 separate square blocks. It's 1 mark. So, side elevation. This tells us we can see it from this direction. So at the bottom this time, we can see this 3-block backwards L shape. That block's hidden from behind it, that block's hidden from behind, but this one is going to be visible as well. Let's just stay with this little 3-block system first. So backwards L, 1 cm by 1 cm on each block. Again, feel free to draw in the lines where the other blocks would be. But just because that block's there on the diagram doesn't mean we have to draw it up at an angle here or to the side. We can't see it. It's completely hidden from the side elevation. This one, however, is not blocked at all, and that's on top of the little L shape. So we can see this. We need to add it onto our diagram up here. For the front elevation, same kind of idea. Look at the ones you can see and look at where everything else is in relation. We have these 2 squares at the bottom, so that's where I'm going to start. Wherever you feel comfortable, that's where you should begin your diagram. Just try to picture what it would be like. Try and turn it around in your head. Picture it in 3D. We have those 2 blocks at the front. Above that, on the next layer above, you can see that those 2 blocks and the one above it, that little L shape, is going to be visible from the front. And that's right on top of it. It's not off to the side. It's not hanging off the edge or disappearing. It's directly in line with it. One of the biggest mistakes people make on this is that they get the right size, they get the right shape, but they put it in the wrong location. They think because it's 3D, it's not in line anymore. But if you built this whole section would be on top of this block of 4, so it must stay in line.